What up, everybody? It's Ep15. Let's talk about it. This is How to Get Away with Murder season finale, episode 15, season 5. All right, we got a lot of answers to questions, and we got some things that's gonna carry us into a definite next season, because they ain't gonna leave us hanging like this. So let's go ahead and get into it. Detail notes. Like, I took down every single thing because it was so much stuff. I watched the episode like 2.5 times. Okay, so you know, bear with me. This is probably going to be a long video. Go and get your snacks and stuff, okay? So we start off with a flashback. Nate Sr. is meeting with Xavier Castillo, now that we know who that is. And he already know what's up. So Xavier is basically telling him, so Xavier is offering him a team of lawyers to help him get his freedom, not just be released to a mental facility. And one thing I loved about the dad is he told him, "You not half the man that Annalise is." I said, you better let him know, okay? And he told him he better get his ass up out of there, go on and get. He know what he trying to do. You know, he a snake oil salesman, and, you know, dude is like, well, you're going to regret this. And he will regret it. You know, he going to be going on to glory. Like, maybe I shouldn't have did it. He told him to get up out of there or he was going to knock his teeth out. So he promptly got his things and he left. Now we back in the present, and it's Nate, Frank, Laurel, and Annalise. Laurel is watching the videotape of the footage from the jailhouse. So that was made to be like it was the footage, but child, we know this is unrealistic because the audio is enhanced. You know, you would never hear all that on the actual tape of people in the visiting room, but we gonna go with it, okay? Laurel is apologetic, immediately apologetic. Nate is just basically like, why would this be happening? Like, why are they doing this? Laurel is just like, well, you know, my dad wasn't gonna go to jail and just let us win. You know, we put him in jail and he wasn't gonna do that. So this is basically his retaliation. I guess he's trying to take Annalise down. Annalise goes off and she's so pissed, she tired of it. She was like, everybody is dead, this person dead, that person dead, that person is dead, all because of you. And Frank is like, no, it's not her, it's her family. And she was like, it's because of you, bitch. It's because of you. And it's because of you. Because apparently she didn't even want to hire her as an intern, and Frank wanted to hire her because he had, you know, he was sweet on her or whatever. Paul is just like, please don't hate me. And Annalise is just like, I don't want to hate nobody. Like, I just want my life back. I'm tired of going through this. This is not no way to live. And I personally agree with her, girl. This is not no way to live, girl. You constantly rescuing these people. Like, I wouldn't mind if they started season 6 off with this bitch in San Tropez just, you know, sipping on a Mai Tai, honey, and all the rest of them in jail. I'm tired of them. Annalise ain't did nothing to nobody. At the crew house, this is Asher, Michaela, Connor, and Oliver, okay? They're talking about how they need to come up with a plan. You know, now is the time. They need to come up with something. They also mentioned something about Michaela's parents, you know, Connor and Oliver chime in about the dad. And Laurel comes back to the house, and she basically says that Annalise hates her, and everybody's like, oh, Lord, you know, here we go again. At the same time, we see Agent Blondie. She is going to Gabriel's house. He's like, I told you no. Didn't I tell y'all he was going to say no? I didn't know, but, you know, for sure, but I felt like he was going to say no. So he did. He said no. She's like, Annalise killed your daddy. The least you could do is help me out. You know, I know you want to know what happened. And he's like, listen, I would have been in jail if it wasn't for Annalise. She is the only reason that I'm out here free. She says, well, before you make your decision, look at this file. So she gives him a file. Basically, it's the same file that Annalise gave him earlier on this season about his mom doing the drugs with her ex. And I guess he died or something. Yeah, the ex must have died. If I could find this in 5 minutes, imagine what somebody could find if they was really looking. So he had already been hit with the information, so it wasn't like a blind side, but it's something else that's going on or whatever. And basically she's like, you want to protect your mother, we want to protect her and make sure she doesn't, you know, go to jail. So basically you saying, I'm gonna give your mama a murder charge. I'm gonna put a murder charge on her if you don't help me do what I need to do. Now granted, she not even on the case no more, y'all. This some Power, you know what I'm saying? What homeboy from Power, you just out here doing stuff that you ain't even not supposed to be doing. Like, you're not supposed to be doing this, girl. So she tells him to choose his mama or choose Annalise. Annalise meets the governor again at the church. And Annalise tells her that the phone records are fake. She knows the Castillos are behind all of this. And the governor is like, I didn't do that. Look where we are. She was like, girl, you trying to tell me that blackmailing me is something that Jesus would do? Get her together, Annalise. Get her together. She's like, the governor is like, well, we just gonna fight this out in court. And Annalise is like, I know you got these phone records, doctor. Well, I can't do that. Well, the same person who got you my adoption papers is probably the same person who doctored these phone records. The governor says she is innocent. It don't matter what Annalise think or, you know, what anybody thinks. She knows that she's innocent. And she's basically telling Annalise, like, you know, you got the FBI to investigate me my whole life is falling apart all based on a lie. And Lisa's like, you think I can get the FBI to put an investigation on somebody? And she was like, well, somebody did, and it's working. But I'm innocent, or I only know. And Annalise's like, girl, you is fake as hell. The governor says, well, we're going to let the FBI figure it out because I had to give him the phone record. So she gets the last word. She walks out. Then we see Tegan calling Annalise. The FBI is coming in. They're taking Emmett right now. They looking all through his office. And she's basically like, what do I need to do? You have to help him or whatever. She was saying, you know, we owe him. He didn't do it. This is the Castillos. And, you know, she's like, what's going on or whatever. And Tegan does a smart thing, and she says she gonna stay out of it, okay? She is petrified of the Castillos. They gonna come after her next. She don't want nothing to do with this shit. She's sorry, girl. I don't know. Sorry. Frank comes to Bonnie and Nate and tells him that he's been still calling the numbers that's on Ronnie's burner phone, and he found this one number. This is the only one that's disconnected. He thinks that is Xavier's number. And so Nate is basically pissed about this whole situation, and he's like, listen, I don't have time for no more guessing. I'm tired of this. You know, Miller was involved, and I'm going to go find out how he was involved, okay? Then we in a flashback, and Miller is talking to his mama on the phone, and he's talking about Bonnie. He gets off the phone with his mom, and he's approached by Xavier. When they come back from the break, he says that he wants to help him with the campaign. They want to get him clout. You know, they want to give him the money and all this stuff for the campaign. He says that Annalise and Denver's murder, but we all know that Dominique killed Denver, not Annalise. Doesn't he want to get Annalise back for, you know, everything she's done or take her down or whatever? So he says for him to think about it. So then we're with Michaela and Asher, and, you know, they're basically talking to each other. Michaela and Asher are talking about how they need to make a plan. They need to talk about this. Now is the time for them to be talking. And as they're talking, she gets a call from Gabriel. Gabriel says he needs to see her. It's urgent. Laurel asks Oliver and Connor to be the legal guardian for Christopher. Apparently, she has already drawn up paperwork for them to be the guardian, and they're like, I don't know, go back and forth. I think they will be a good choice to be the, you know, the father for the baby if something happened to her. She basically says, you know, I had everything growing up, and, you know, but I didn't have love, and when I met you guys as mom, you know, I knew that you were the people to be the damn baby daddies. Emmett is at the FBI. And Annalise comes in, and she tells him that, you know, I told him that I was your lawyer. And she tells him that, you know, why would I hire you? And she's like, listen, the whole thing is the Castillos. The governor fed me these fake phone records, and the Castillos are behind all of this. So I'm not going to waste your time to apologize to you. I'm just going to promise you that I'm going to get you out of here so that you can run for DA. And I was like, okay, you and your boo trying to come together. All right, I see y'all. So we've got Frank and Bonnie. And Bonnie is saying that this cannot be Xavier's number because during that time, that's the time that she was with her sister, and he was there for her. He was calling her all the time. He was checking on her, so he couldn't have been doing that and that at the same time. And Frank is like, I know you wish that was happening, but you know that might not be what was happening, okay? Bonnie is still saying that that's not him. He wasn't that guy. And so then we flash back to Bonnie staying at her sister's house, telling him she want to stay at the sister's house, and you know her sister saying, I will help you find him, talking about her baby. And then her calling Ronnie and talking to him, just trying to get her mind off of what had happened that day. He talks to her about maybe not running for DA, and she's like, you've been wanting this your whole life. And he was like, yeah, but Denver had to get in bed with all of these shady people to make it happen for him, and I don't know if I want to do that. So when they get off the phone with each other, he calls Xavier and says that he's in, and what does he need to do? To which Xavier says, you know, Annalise's client, her death row client, and that's it. That's all we get. And we see Nate. Nate is going to the warden, getting out his car in the parking garage, and he comes up to him and he says, I know that, you know, Ronnie is not the only person you talked to in connection with this person's murder. Was it somebody else you talked to? And he says, no, the only person I ever spoke to was Ronnie about the transfer. Miller wanted to get a transfer, a night transfer, okay, on a Wednesday night, and he wanted to get that transfer. He came there, you know, he begged him to do it, and he finally gave in and gave him the transfer. He said he done with the whole situation. They argue back and forth about his dad, and you know your dad pulled a gun. This kind of stuff happened all the time, and your dad was a mental case, one of the worst ones. And so we see a break, and then we see a phone call coming to Bonnie, and it's Nate, and he locked up at the county, child, because he done put hands on this man. Nate got to learn how to stop fighting every damn body. Bonnie is telling him that she's on the way, and he tells her that he found out that Miller was the one who asked for a night transfer, and he went in there and begged him basically to give him the night transfer. Annalise gets a text, and Elliot's like, what's up? And she just like, you know, it's family crap. That was about Nate. So the FBI comes in, and Annalise says the phone records are fake. This is all the evidence you have on him. You need to let my client go, child. We don't got time for this. We about to go. And the dude is like, well, how you know what evidence we got on you? She was like, the phone records are fake, okay? Given to me by the governor. Like, what are you talking about? Like, we're done, okay? And then he starts to ask Emmett about, you know, do you think this is the right lawyer for you? Do you think you should be using her as counsel? And he's like, I mean, I don't see nothing wrong with it. Are you sure? And then they're like, well, we need an explanation about this recording that was found in Tegan's office. So they put the recording on, and it's Annalise saying he's guilty, and I'm gonna make his guilty ass sweat. So, you know, it could have been something like romantic. They could have lied and said it was something romantic, but you know, whatever. We need to explain this. It's gonna be a conflict of interest, and Annalise cannot be his lawyer. Michaela and Gabriel are there together. You know, she say something smart, and he tell her to just listen and be quiet. So Agent Blondie want him to help her out. If not, she's gonna put a murder on the mom. Now he pulls out the file, he shows it to her, and she's like, you know, Agent Blondie, she just bluffing. And he was like, no, if she finds out the real, well, what happened about the drugs. And she was like, oh, you the one who killed this man. Oh. And she's like, did you do it? And he's like, well, you know, when you get out of law school, you can be my lawyer, and I'll tell you then, okay? He's like, give me something, you know, give me some information about Sam's murder. Can you just give me anything? He was like, nothing happened. Annalise didn't do anything. I mean, she's not responsible for anything. And he was like, I know you know something, because why would this agent keep coming for me if you didn't know more than what you're telling me or whatever? Listen, I don't know. I don't know what to tell you. He says, well, why would Agent Blondie offer Laurel immunity? And Michaela is like,
bitch, I know you fucking lying.
Okay. Cut to her at the house. She's screaming, Laurel,
get your ass
down here. They like, what's up? Everybody like, what's up? And she like, she gonna tell you. I mean, why did you go to Agent Blondie? And was it to me for immunity? And she was like, no, I went to get her to help me find out about the phone calls that was being made to me. And when I got there, she offered me immunity. Okay, well, why you didn't tell us? Oh, because I wasn't gonna take it. And you know, I love you guys and blah, blah, blah. And they was like, no, because you was considering taking it, girl. And then she was like,
well, I mean, I have Christopher. You know, I had to think about him. I had to think about him first.
Oliver and Connor was like, bitch, wasn't you just asking us to be your guardian? Like, girl. Connor said, are you on your medication? Like, girl, are you taking your meds? Because an hour ago you was asking us to be the guardian of your child, and something happened to you, and now you ready to turn us in? Like, where they do that at? She says, well, it's because Agent Blondie wants everybody to turn on each other, and it's working. You know, she loves them. And then she goes off and she gets that blanket that got the blood on it, and she bring it to them and said, I could have used this and ran away with my child, and you left all of y'all, but I'm loyal to you guys just like you're loyal to me. And it seems like they're looking at her like, you dirty hoe, you had this thing the whole time and you never said nothing. Like, I would have punched her in her face just for bringing out the blanket. Girl, I can't. Oh, child, I'm gonna get to it in a minute, okay? Because it's about to be a celebrate. Keegan and Annalise, they're talking, and Annalise tells her, listen, I need you to go up there and help him. She's like, I can't be his lawyer's conflict. And she was like, no, you the one who know the Castillos. And she was like, I'm scared, I'm so afraid, I'm terrified. And she was like, girl, you know, we can't let those men knock the fight out of us, okay? We gotta do it. And so she like, I'm on my way up there, girl. Nate and Annalise talk in the jailhouse, and basically she says, you know, Nate is like, I just want the truth. And she was like, okay, no matter what it costs you, even if you end up like your daddy, locked up forever and losing your mind. And he's kind of looking stupid. And, you know, she like, you need to stop using your fists to get answers and start using your brain, nigga. Stop it. And we see the female officer that was, you know, involved in Nate Sr.'s death get into her car. And then we see Frank slip a rope around her neck, and he started choking the shit out of her, okay? He threatened her child, and he said, listen, who told you to kill that man? Who told you, baby? Who told you to do it, baby? And she was like, how to tell you anything? Just wait, hold up. And she finally tell him that it was Xavier Castillo who ordered her to kill Nate Sr. She said they got paid after the trial, or after the inquest was over. Now we got the feds. They're coming into the room with Tegan and Elliot. She's down there. Tegan, and I keep calling him Elliot, y'all, but his name is Emmett. She said she's not there to be his lawyer. She's there to make a statement. She is the material witness in the case, and she has a drive that contains proof that phone records can be falsified, and they have been falsified, and, you know, is with the Castillos. they're like, are you willing to testify that in court? And she's like, yes, I am. And he was like, Emmett was like, girl, you can get disbarred for that. That's privileged information. And she was like, only if somebody in this room tells. And I'm willing to take that risk because I know that Emmett is not guilty of this crime. And so they're like, well, why would Castillo frame you? And she said, well, because he was running for DA, and well, he says because he's running for DA, and after their interactions at Kaplan and Gold, that they know that he cannot be bought. And the FBI kind of sit back like, I ain't gonna lie, you kind of got a point. Laurel burning the blanket. Thank God the blanket was burned, child. I was just worried about the wrong person finding it. So Laurel is burning the blanket, and she like, can we all be friends again? Everybody is like, girl, it ain't gonna be that easy. Asher comes in, and he has thought about an answer for this problem. So he has found this case where the FBI failed to protect this person that was in what they call it, witness protection, and the person ended up dying. And so they said they can use this with Sandrine, this is Laurel's mom, and say that the FBI didn't protect her. And that's they got her scalp in a bag sent to the house. So you know that agent Blondie needs to get fired. She's going to leave Gabriel alone, and all this will go away for a little while anyway until the next agent comes on board. And so Laurel is like, no, once my brother finds out that I went to the FBI, he going to kill me and he going to kill Christopher. Like, it's a trap, basically. No, I'm not going to do that. And so Asher is like, that's the best idea I had, y'all. I don't know what to say now. Frank and Annalise. So Annalise says the officer's been lying the whole time, so why should we believe her now? And he was like, well, you know, I have ways of convincing, you know, her. And she was like, I thought you was trying to be a better Frank. And he was like, I think everybody better if I just be Frank. And I was personally like, thank you, I agree. Hello, you just go back to snatching and doing shady stuff. That's what we need you for, Frank. That's your purpose. Find your calling, okay? And lean in, Frank. He said Xavier is Jorge's little bitch for sure, but the rest is for them to figure out. And Annalise is like, the rest of it, what you made? Annalise calls Laurel and asks her, is she ready to do what she promised? And Laurel's like, bitch, what I promised? What did I say I was gonna do? Oh, you said you was gonna fix this for all of us. So the next scene, we see a car pulling up to a hotel. We see Xavier Castillo getting out of the car, and Laurel comes up to him, and she's like, hey. And he's like, oh my gosh, I missed you so much. It's so good to see you. And Annalise was like, it's good to see me too. It's good to say, man. We have Gabriel leaving a voicemail for Michaela, and he tells her that, you know, it's okay. Like, he'll be all right if she don't want to help him. You know, he have to do it by himself all the time. So, you know, he used to it. Now, the whole crew is listening to this message as he's leaving it, or, you know, after the fact, I guess. And Annalise, everybody's like, dang, we starting to feel bad for him. And Michaela's like, I do feel bad for him, and I want to help him because we have each other. He don't have nobody. And, you know, he could go to jail and all of this stuff, or his mom could go to jail, and that's messed up. So they decide that they're going to go through her, Asher, and Connor. I don't know if Oliver was there, but they decide they're going to go through with the plan and ask for forgiveness later. Laurel and Annalise are, you know, with Xavier Castillo, and she's asking him, why did you meet with Nate Sr., and what was you trying to do? And he says it's because Annalise has destroyed their whole family so far, and she was trying to help Nate Sr., you know, get with a lawyer that was going to help him, which is a complete and total lie. Annalise says, oh, please, you just wanted to hurt me, and your family was destroyed a long time before I came around. Don't try it. If he wanted to hurt her, he would actually hurt her, okay? And she was like, oh, really? Like burning up my house, scalping me? And he's like, what are you talking about? And Laurel is like, you know what I'm talking about. You know what you did to mama. And he try to act like he's shocked. Like, boy, stop. Asher is at the FBI, and he's saying that Laurel was too scared to come in, and we received this in the mail, and we think her son killed her. He just run the whole plan down they came up with, right? The FBI is like, oh, snap, it's a scalp up in here. So then we see Xavier and Laurel. They're still arguing about the mama, and, you know, who saw her. Laurel was the last person with her, and you know, she's like, she dug her fingernails into my arms because she knew that me and Chris were going to be in danger, and she was right. And you know, you have turned into father, and all of those different things. So they're going back and forth. Oliver and Connor with the baby, and they have a little baby moment. That was kind of weird place, like we could have did without that. Laurel is telling her brother, just tell the truth. And Annalise is like, what did you offer Miller? Did you offer him money? Did you offer him, you know, a chance to be DA? And we see, you know, that he offered him all of those things, right? And when he's talking to him in the car, the flashback, when Xavier's talking to Ronnie in the car, he says, Annalise's client, Nate Sr., we want him to be transferred on Wednesday or Thursday morning, excuse me. Thursday morning. Put that right there. Then we also see Ronnie talking to the warden and telling the warden saying, hey, I want this to be done on Wednesday night. So we can see that Ronnie is actually innocent because he tried to get the man, well, he got him transferred on a Wednesday night instead of the Thursday morning when the crime was about to happen. She's telling him, you know, he played you. I bet you that happened a lot in your life, huh? People take advantage of your bad instincts. You a disappointment to your father. This is why your daddy fought so hard for Laurel, because he knew that she had his brain, not you, okay? And you fail at getting your daddy's love every time. I mean, when I tell you Annalise read this boy for filth, I mean, she read him down to the white meat, baby, and I was here for every second of it, honey. I loved it. And in between the time, I'm going exactly how the show was going, so it's going back and forth, y'all. Don't be confused. Go with me. Walk with me, okay? You flash back to Ronnie, who gets a call from Xavier, and Xavier tells him, listen, I know your little plan, you know, you tried to work your little plan, but it didn't work. You know, next time you mess over me, I'm going to kill you and everybody you love, and I'm going to start with your girlfriend. We come back to Annalise and saying, daddy is not happy with you. You know, did the governor approach you with this plan? Did she promise to get your daddy out of jail? Xavier is like, I'm about to be out. Laurel, if you need me, you know what I'm saying? I'll be there for you. And Annalise, he tells her to be careful, you know, how far she pushes this. And Annalise is like, why? You the one trying to bring me down, but I'm still standing. Okay, I said, you better get with him. Get with him, Annalise. And he's asked her, why are you here? Why are you here? Just to yell at me? Just to yell and scream? And she said, boy, shut up. You just as boring as you think you are. I said, girl, you better get him together. I'm surprised he ain't raised up on her. I was like, girl, you about to get knocked out, Annalise. She said, but you lost this round, boo. And the FBI have all the evidence they need to arrest your pathetic ass. I said, girl, you better do it. She get her stuff and leave. And Laurel is like, y'all need to let me go. Let me go forever. Just let it go. And she leaves. And as soon as the door closed, he running to the phone. He calling Governor Burkhead, okay? So Governor Burkhead really is the one that's behind all of this. Annalise is so smart. She figured it out. I didn't even know that. Okay, I thought she was innocent for a little second. I ain't much gonna lie. But she says, you know, we need to go to plan B, and, you know, they don't have no other choice. Annalise done pushed them there. So I'm like, what the hell is plan B, child? So then we see Oliver and Connor and Asher. They found Michaela's dad. His name is Dwight, and guess what? Annalise knew him. Wow, girl. Annalise, girl, you got some secrets. So, yeah, we find that out. Asher comes into the house. He talking, is real quiet, and they like, oh, shit, you know, we got the paper bag. Her dad's, and his name is Dwight. Annalise knew him. See Michaela going to Gabriel, and she's telling him, you know, Agent Blondie has been fired from the FBI, and so they should be good. And he gives her a kiss, and so she paused for a second like, I don't know if I should do this. I don't know if I should do it. I'm going to go ahead and do it. And she go ahead and do it, okay? I said, girl, you better get you a little something, okay? Agent Blondie, as she's packing up her things, she's calling Gabriel's mama. I said, you a dirty hoe. You dirty for that. You is dirty, girl. We also see Tegan and Tegan and Emmett celebrating in the office. So he goes to pour a drink. And she tells you know, they have a little bit banter about her being Jane Doe and how she been handling a lot. And she tells him that she a Jen girl, so she walks out the room. Now, when she walk out the room, her face kind of shocked me a little bit. I was looking like, wait a minute. The governor is on TV making a statement saying the allegations against her are false and she can't sit on this evidence that she has and she's going to let the world know and yada, yada, yada. And then we see Bonnie and the guard from the jail meet, and she's really scared. The guard says that she wants to talk. She want to tell the truth. And Bonnie is like, do you want a deal? And she's like, yes, I want a deal. Well, you need to confess to who told you to kill Nate Sr. And so then we flash back to Frankie and Annalise. So the rest of it. Okay, so the rest of it means that Miller was innocent. She knows that. He ordered the transfer at night, okay, and not in the daytime. And we see Frank and the guard talking like in the hallway, and he's threatening her child again, and she's like, I'll do whatever you tell me to do. So he's like, okay, you need to call, say you want to talk to Bonnie, tell her you want a deal, and tell her that Miller ordered the hit. Then we're back to the car, and she's telling her Miller ordered the hit so that she could think that, you know, nothing has happened, because Annalise is just like, they can't know what happened. You know, you can't know you killed an innocent man. He did literally nothing wrong. That's the saddest part about this whole thing. And then we're back to the governor. She's continuing continuing to make the statement, and she says she don't have confidence in the investigation anymore. It's a slander campaign, and you know it's fake news. So then we see Nate getting out of jail, and Bonnie tells him that the guard confessed to her that it was Miller who ordered the transfer and that he is guilty, and they hug and he tell her it's over with, you know, and all of that. So I'm not sure if Nate, because earlier when Nate was in jail, he told Bonnie that about the transfer, and so he thought that Nate was guilty. So I think he still thought he was guilty or whatever. So they good. So she thinks that he's guilty, and then you know this gonna come out later on at the end of the seasons or whatever the show that he actually was innocent or whatever. But child, that's gonna be a mess. And so then we have the governor says that Emmett is another person of interest and that they've been protecting him behind Kaplan and Gold. And you know, she needs to let the world know, honey, she got the tape, she got receipts. And we see Annalise and Laurel, they're leaving the hotel room, and she's like, Miller is innocent. Annalise is like, listen, we got, you know, some things that you got to keep to yourself for, you know, the good of other people or whatever. You know how it is. And then Laurel goes to start to tell her about how, you know, she's always saved them and helped them, and she wants to tell her thank you. And Annalise, you know, looks at her like, you're welcome. She's like, let's go home. And so the governor is still talking on the TV. Like I said, she got receipts. Tegan is watching this on TV, and she calls Annalise and says, hey, the governor just pointed her finger at Emmett, and this is crazy. And Annalise is like, what in the world is going on? So she was like, I'm supposed to go upstairs to drink with him, and they pan upstairs, and we see Elliot drink on the floor, laying on the ground, heart attack, poisoned, or heart attack. Now, I ain't gonna lie to y'all. It took me the second time to watch it to be like, oh shit, did Tegan poison him? I think Tegan might have poisoned him, y'all. Is she in with the Castillos? Is she like a double agent? Child, what is the tea? I'm not sure, but I ain't gonna lie. He up there look like he about to die, and I think Timothy Hutton is about to be on another TV show, so I think he gonna die, y'all. I don't know, or he gonna be out of there for like the whole season or whatever. We don't know. She's asking Annalise, you know, can I spend the night at your house tonight? Because I know Jorge is probably sending his hitmen over here, and Annalise is just like, calm him down till I get there and all of that. So, as she's talking, she turns around and she realizes that Laurel is gone. She can't see her. She can't find her anywhere. She just disappears. And then we see Frank rushing upstairs in the Cruz house to the, you know, asking about the baby. And they're like, the baby's here. He's on a baby monitor. He knocked out his sleep. And he runs up there to the crib, calls Annalise, and the baby is not there, okay? The baby is gone too. And I was like, that bitch is gone. I think that the people on the TV show are really underestimating how much people do not like Laurel. Like, don't care what that bitch is. She gone. Bye, girl. Bye. Don't nobody miss Laurel. Don't nobody miss Laurel. It's not that deep. It never was. Girl, good nights. Goodbye. You and your baby can be gone, bitch. Y'all can never come back. Bitch, I don't care about that. And I don't even feel bad about it, okay? Y'all know how I feel about Laurel. This was a blessing for me. I laughed for 10 minutes because I was so happy she was gone. I was like, this bitch just left. Thank you, Jesus. She gone, bitch. I can't stand her. So, that's how the season ended, y'all. So it's a whole nother plot lines we got going on. Michaela daddy, the governor still trying to do some, you know, is Emmett gonna die? Is Tegan a double agent? What is the tea? What is going on? And Gabriel, child, he done killed somebody and trying to cover up a murder. He a murderer out here. So I want to know what you guys thought about this season, this episode, everything. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe. You can follow me on social media if you want to. @WhoIsAprilDawn is my handle for Twitter, for Snapchat, and for Instagram. So I'm excited. It's going to be a long time before y'all see y'all for How to Get Away with Murder if this is the only video you watch. We won't be back till, what, September? So y'all have a good one, a blessed week, a blessed 3-6 months if I don't see you again till then. All right? Peace out.